Hello and welcome to 5 Year Club video number 264. Last night's video was pretty brief, right? And it just talked about paying yourself first, because that's exactly what happened to me yesterday. I got a paycheck and I was like, oh, there's all this stuff that I want. Like, I won't save the money yet. Like, let's see if I can juggle the numbers to get what I want. And finally, later in the day, I had not bought anything yet. And I was like, I was actually in my car waiting for someone at the airport. And I was like, you know what? Just transfer the money into savings. You're a dumbass. Like, none of this is going to work out. So just transfer the money into savings. And that way, like, future you will be like, yeah. And on the plus side, by doing that, I continued this acceleration bump. So here's when I came back from like Burning Man and vacations and stuff, and I was like, oh, I haven't saved very much money recently. This line is flat, and I really need to not have this line be flat. I need it to be much more like upward so that financial independence happens. So I saved a good amount of my paycheck, and this went up. And the reason why this is, up again instead of flat, I know it looks like a small difference, but it's a big difference to me, is because I, put that money into the savings account. So today I thought I would just think about like, well, what has happened for my savings in 2018, just looking at 2018, because my long-term savings chart includes a lot of accounts that are no longer active. And so I'm never going to contribute money to them again. And so there's a lot of noise there. But if I just look at the accounts that are going to be active for 2018, I can kind of focus in on what's happening. And I don't know, I guess maybe for other people this will make the whole thing seem more real, or maybe it will inspire you of like how simple these charts actually are. They're not terribly complicated. Especially if you just say like, I want to do it for the last month, the last 6 months, the last year. Like doing it just for this past year, that's what you start out with. And then you can go in one of two directions. You can either keep recording savings, or you can sit down in front of a movie and then look up financial savings transactions from 2017 and add those. And then you have an even longer history, and you just slowly expand this as a hobby over time until you have a big old 4-year graph or whatever you can find. All right, so what happened for me in 2018 was at the beginning I was unhappy with the level of emergency savings that I had. I was like, you know what? I am a little bit nervous and I want some more emergency savings. If I sell the condo, I want to make sure that I have money to fix up the condo so that I can get the best price. And so the first thing I did in 2018 was just to contribute and beef up my emergency savings account. Once I had done that enough, it was, the beginning of March, and April is tax time. And so I was like, wow, I got 1 month left to handle any remaining 2017 issues, because that's the cutoff for 2017 retirement accounts, is like April 15th, 2018. So I contributed more money to my IRA, and that's what this yellow is, my 2017 IRA. And then after that, I focused on building up my 401k, and I tried to do that, as quick as I could. And let's see. This was like a technicality. I had a withdrawal from my 401k. It's not, I wanted to point it out because it's a weird thing in the graph. If you're like scratching your head wondering like, why does money come out of a retirement account? It was something that I wasn't penalized on. It was something that was completely legal and normal, but not something that I want to get into here. And then after basically my 401k was as much money as I wanted to put into it, then I focused again on the emergency savings and continued to beef those up. And the most recent contribution, though, you can see because the 401 savings is flat. The emergency savings is flat. Beefing up the emergency savings is flat. I am now contributing to my 2018 IRA. I don't know, maybe I should wait. It was just kind of an impulsive thing because it's like Betterment wants a new deposit to transfer money to your IRA. I did say IRA before, right? Oh, who cares? Anyhow, it's getting late. And I didn't want to have to withdraw money from my emergency savings and then redeposit it into an IRA because it takes 4 days to get the money out, and it's just I'm impatient. That's really what it is I'm just impatient. So I think that I'm going to just finish up my IRA soon, and then I'm going to focus on this health savings account, this HSA, and I'm going to put money into that. And then these are all the tax advantaged accounts that are available to me that I know about right now. If you know another one, tell me please, because I need as much tax advantage as I can get. And the other big question is, okay, like these tax advantage accounts, I'm not going to get to touch them for years. This money right here is emergency fund, so obviously some of it has to stay of emergency fund. But, I have like plenty of emergency fund right now. So assuming that I don't need to use it, and I have reasons to believe I'm going to be stable and I don't need to use it, then I should find another use for this money that's productive in my life. So that's going to be education, that's going to be real estate, or I'm just going to shift more of it from bonds into stocks, although I'm not like super excited about the stock market right now in terms of all the possible investments, but I am also really heavy into real estate because of crazy California pricing stuff. So I'm not quite sure what I'll do. I'm kind of thinking that I will maybe look at some cheaper states, maybe Idaho, and if I can find something reasonable there, because I have some family there, then maybe that could make sense to buy as a rental. I'm not sure. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now, and this is how I'm kind of keeping track of my overall annual progress. And at the end of December, what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to take this top line figure, whatever it is, as of December, and I'm going to divide it by my take-home income for the year, and that's going to be my annual savings rate from this year. And I hope I'm happy with it. I hope it's like a percentage where I'm like, yeah, you did good. I hope I can beat some previous years. I think it's going to be tough, but I hope I can beat some previous years. So yeah. All right, well, that is it for video number 264. I really hope that you will sit down and bum around with savings transfers and create one of these yourself. It's pretty fun when you save money to add another line to the spreadsheet and see the graph kind of like bump up another notch, and you're like, yeah, climbing the hill or whatever, I don't know. This is the type of visual reinforcement that kind of keeps me going, so I'm happy with it. All right, well, have a fabulous evening.